Hello everybody. In this exciting video, I'm going to be talking about some projections for June, July with the visa bulletin and with visa processing in general. Priority date movements and lots of good information. This is based on information that is coming from the State Department through a new YouTube series that is being broadcasted every month. Charlie Oppenheim, Chief of the Visa Control and the Reporting Unit of the State Department. Charlie discussed visa trends and future projections for immigrant visa processing and much more. Many of our viewers mentioned the information in those videos are quite complex and confusing, and therefore I'm making this video to break it down for you in more simple terms to make it understandable and easy to comprehend. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the main topics discussed in the State Department's video and break it down for you in step-by-step format, just like I do in most of my videos. So make sure you stick to the end because I'm going to go over all these different topics. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody and welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place where we get the most up-to-date immigration information, immigration updates, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnik and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states. We make those videos every single week just for you based on your comments and information that you want to see. So make sure you always comment and let me know what is the next video that you want me to make. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. So let's dive in right into this video. As I mentioned before, we're going to analyze the State Department's monthly update on YouTube where they break down the different trends, the predictions, and a lot of other things that are important for you to understand how your case will progress in the next few months. So let's jump straight into the Q&A and we'll go in the order as it was presented in the webcast from the State Department. The first question they asked Charlie was the following. You had previously mentioned that fiscal year 2021 employment annual limit is approximately 262,000. Do you expect that all of the numbers will be used? So the answer is no. Charlie explained that he doesn't expect all these numbers to be used, and the reason is because of the global pandemic, because of the major delays with consulates and embassies, and just the inability to process all these visas. So the answer is no. Not all the numbers from the employment-based cap will be used by the end of the fiscal year. Next important question that Charlie was asked is the following. Charlie was asked an interesting question. He was asked whether he thinks that family-based numbers will continue to advance all the way through September. And here's what he had to say. Let's actually see it from him in a small clip.
With the possible exception of the family fourth preference and the Philippine family dates, I do not expect any forward movement, and any that occurs through August would be minimal. Based on information that I've recently received, we do expect to advance the worldwide and India fourth preference dates for June. Again, worldwide family fourth and India family fourth will be moving for the month of June.
So as you can see from the information in this clip, with the exception of F4 category in the Philippines, he doesn't expect any forward movement in the family categories. And if there's any forward movement, it's going to be definitely minimal. He does expect the family fourth category to advance in June, both for worldwide and for India specifically. So these are not so bad news. Another common question that comes up and was brought up in that webcast is, if I submitted all my required documents, why hasn't my interview been scheduled yet? And this can be true for documents submitted to USCIS or NVC or the embassy. So here's what he had to say. In terms of the operational capacity of scheduling of immigrant visa interviews, Charlie points out that USCIS has been forced to deal with operational backlogs caused by COVID-19 related issues. Such backlog have of course severely impacted the ability of overseas posts to process cases as they normally would. In addition, the scheduling of visa interviews is dependent on the country conditions of each particular post, and safety has been primary concern for the public and staff members at consulates and embassies worldwide. Charlie recommends for individuals to continue to monitor the website of their respective consulate or embassy for information about operational capacity and services they are able to provide. And I'm going to say further, so while you've submitted all your documents to USCIS and your case may have been approved, as well as submitted all your documents to MVC, and your case may have been already documented qualified, it doesn't mean that your interview will be scheduled automatically. I mentioned that in previous videos that MVC is like a warehousing facility right now. They're waiting for embassies to open slots, so then they're able to send them cases when they're ready to interview them. That's why it's important for you to continue to be in touch with your individual embassy to determine when they're open and when they can schedule your case, so then when slots are available, MVC will be able to send those cases and your interview will be scheduled. Remember that some of these embassies are not doing that right now on a regular basis, and in those cases you can try to request a national interest exception to expedite your case or wait for your turn for your interview. Another important question that was asked is the following: when do you think family priority dates are going to come close to their filing dates? The filing dates are typically 8 to 12 months out from where Charlie believes the final action dates will be. Due to the COVID-19 issues impacting processing overseas, the family dates have not been moving as fast as one might normally expect. So it may take longer for some of the established family application dates to be reached. Approximately 95% of the family-sponsored numerical limit is processed by overseas posts, and approximately 85 to 90% of the employment-based numbers are used for adjustment of status cases by applicants that are already in the United States. So as you can see, the filing dates are typically almost a year out from when the action dates are actually going to happen. Again, this is all because of the processing delay of COVID-19 and backlogs with embassies. So it does make sense that it's going to take that long. But at least we know, we get some kind of verification from the State Department that it is the case. Another question that was asked is, why is it so hard to release the visa bulletin on the same date every single month? As you remember, earlier in the year, we were getting the visa bulletin late in the month, almost at the end of the month. And some months, we're getting them early in the month. Why is it so unpredictable? Well, here's what they had to say. The Department of State attempts to make the determination of each upcoming month's final action dates in the bulletin on or about the 8th of the month, depending on how that falls in relation to a holiday or a weekend. The release of the visa bulletin is ultimately impacted by a number of stakeholders who must clear the release of the visa bulletin and ensure that the appropriate cables have been issued to posts overseas containing instructions on visa availability. Every attempt is made to get the necessary clearances and that the visa bulletin out as soon as possible each month. So as you can see, there's a lot of moving pieces there at the State Department. They're not able to release the visa bulletin every time consistently because they have to go through all these back-end procedures, but at least we know they're trying. And finally, the big question is, with family-based interviews not taking place as normal, with posts being closed and so many backlogs, will there be a retrogression in any of the family-based categories? And what retrogression means is that if now they're at a certain date moving forward, in the next month they could go backwards in that same category. Is this going to happen? And according to Charlie and the State Department, none of the family-based categories are going to retrogress, meaning go back in time. This happened in many visa bulletins in previous years. He assured everybody that none of the family-based categories are going to retrogress, even though we have backlogs, even though embassies and consulates are closed. So these are great news. So we covered quite a few topics from the State Department broadcast. If you want to see the full question and answer transcript, we have it as a link on our blog. The link is going to be posted in the description of this video. You can see a lot more of the questions that I didn't get into in this video. But the bottom line is that there's going to be no retrogression anticipated, and we're going to see some slight movement in family categories, specifically in F4 category, in the months of June, July, which are major predictions for you to know. So once again, if you like this video, make sure you share it with somebody that needs to know. Leave me a comment with questions or any suggestions you have for future videos. And if you have issues with your case and you want to consult with me one-on-one, make sure you text me at 619-483-4549. I want to hear from you and I want to be able to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on our next one.